Forget what you think you know about super strong characters getting hit by a truck. The early 2026 lineup of isekai and fantasy anime is set to transform the genre. While action and excitement are key, but balance is essential. Expect protagonists who not only reshape reality ethically, but also share inspiring tales of struggle. Get ready to meet the top 10 isekai and fantasy anime where the protagonists have astonishing powers that feel like cheat codes come to life. There's a fresh anime from Felix Film that brings to life the web novel by Shosetsuka ni Naro, sharing the same title. The story kicks off with a man from Earth who finds himself reincarnated as a dragon egg, but once he hatches, his troubles are just beginning. He's weak and constantly hunted by monsters, and it only takes one mistake to die. Every battle and decision he faces is significant, demanding tremendous effort to make any headway. What really makes this anime stand out is its unique monster evolution system, like Pokemon or Digimon. Embracing his new identity alongside Illusia, he must navigate a perilous world while acquiring his powerful skills. A divine voice acts as the dragon's guide, helping him to evolve into multiple stronger dragon species during this journey. If you're a fan of isekai anime that features intricate fantasy worlds, intense survival challenges, and monster evolution with a non-human protagonist, this anime is definitely one to check out. The Holy Grail of Eris stands out as a unique anime in the winter 2026 lineup, initially misleading viewers into expecting a political romance, but unfolding instead as a dark fantasy, revenge-driven mystery. The plot centers on a villainous girl who was wrongfully executed as part of a conspiracy. After her death, she becomes a vengeful spirit, haunting for a decade until she meets the main character, Grail, who possesses the rare ability to see her. This supernatural encounter prompts them to form a pact. She will help her, as she too faces a similar threat from those who wronged her, in exchange for his assistance in ensuring justice is served. The narrative deepens as the ghostly character and the timid protagonists have an honest motto in everything they do, and navigate a perilous landscape filled with deception and ulterior motives. This series is compelling for viewers who enjoy dark stories with supernatural intrigue, as it offers many layers of mystery beyond the revenge plot. High expectations lead to great disappointment when reality does not match our expectations. That is what happened to Van Nefertio, a prodigy boy who was considered the reincarnation of a famous hero. He was raised in a privileged environment, but everything changed when he discovered that he did not have the magical powers to fight and was only blessed with production magic. Almost killed and banished to a remote village, Van saw the great potential of that impoverished region. The ability that was once considered useless could now be a powerful asset. In transforming the small village into the strongest fortified city, Van can produce anything with his weak skill, from weapons and building materials to fortresses to strengthen his territory. Supported by a handful of followers who still believe in him, the main character will become the optimistic lord and try to avoid the attention of enemies who want to use his land for their selfish purposes. The story follows Kunon, a blind boy living in a magical world who refuses to accept his disabilities. He sets an ambitious goal to create magical eyes for himself so he can see. Through relentless learning and experimentation, he develops unique spells that allow him to perceive his surroundings in extraordinary ways. Word of his talent reaches the palace, leading him to become a student of the kingdom's most powerful wizard. This anime showcases impressive magic effects, a slow-paced narrative, and emphasizes creative problem-solving over action. If you enjoy fantasy that emphasizes character development and an inspiring story told from the perspective of the main character with all limitations, I recommend Kunon the Sorcerer Can Seize as one of the most morally grounded isekai anime of the year. There's been a lot of speculation about the title of this anime, which might give off a fearsome vibe of intense action. However, the storytelling in Hell Mode leans more towards a lighthearted adventure, and doesn't dive into heavy or complex conflicts. The plot follows a hardcore gamer who craves challenging modern games. Tired of those that are too easy, he receives a mysterious invitation to a Hell Mode game that promises thousands of hours of gameplay. Once he enters this new world, he finds himself reborn as a poor slave child with low stats and decides to tackle the toughest role in the game, Summoner. Without any guides or instructions to help him, he has to navigate his way to the top in this second chance at life. What sets Hell Mode apart is how its narrative is crafted like a realistic leveling game, adding a unique twist about the family story. The combination of buffing knowledge, relentless grinding, and monster fusion must be carefully considered, as everything depends on the balance of stats and the right timing of use. This story follows Yuki, a human who has died and been reincarnated as a formidable demon, all the while pretending to be a low-ranking guardian. His lack of ambition prevents him from aspiring to be the Demon King. One day, he finds himself in a confrontation with a group of heroes and effortlessly defeats them. However, everything changes when he encounters Cecilia, a sweet and beautiful priestess who is adventuring with the heroes. Instead of viewing her as an enemy, Yuki experiences love at first sight. This sparks a series of awkward, charming encounters as they navigate the complexities of building a unique bond between a human and a demon. The anime is a fresh take on the isekai and fantasy genres, blending light action with plenty of comedic moments and romantic tension. While the battles are interesting, it's the character interactions that truly take center stage. If you enjoy romantic comedies and fantasy concepts, this one is definitely worth your time. This is exactly what we were looking for from a well-crafted anime released earlier this year. The core story is solid and intriguing, but the animation quality leaves something to be desired, particularly during the action sequences. The story follows Noah Ararat, a man from Earth who is reincarnated as the 13th prince of a powerful empire. From a young age, he demonstrates exceptional talent and strength, with an unlimited level status that allows him to absorb the abilities of his loyal followers. This power underlines a hidden political conflict within the empire. Despite his low initial standing, Noah confronts rivals, navigating conspiracies, and living freely in the fief granted to him. The MC's creativity and decisiveness are tested in consolidating his authority towards the throne and the ambitions he desires. This anime follows the journey of an adventurer who gets kicked out of a team of heroes for being seen as just average, someone without any special talent and a so-called jack of all trades, master of none. Orn was once a formidable swordsman, but when the hero group needed a wizard, he stepped up to the plate, sacrificing his first passion. Instead of resigning himself to his fate, Orn chooses to embrace life as a solo adventurer, returning to his roots as a swordsman, the role where he truly shines. His time as a wizard wasn't for nothing. It equipped him with a unique set of skills and countless original spells that he had improved along the way. Away from the team of heroes, Orn's diverse, multi-talented abilities have become his greatest asset. He's able to adapt to any challenge that comes his way, surviving battles that might overwhelm others. Before I dive into the top picks on this anime list, I want to take a moment to give a shout out to some series that I think deserve recognition this season. The first honorable mention is Be King, also known as Yu Ling Shi. This Chinese anime, produced by Uka Studio, beautifully merges themes of gaming, fantastical creatures, and enchanted realms. It follows the journey of a renowned cartoonist who gets pulled into the very fantasy world he envisioned. And from the trail, we can see that this anime is designed for classy action. Mark your calendars for February 26th, when it will be available on Bilibili Global. Another noteworthy mention is Fate, Strange Fake, which has gained a reputation for its captivating battles and stunning animation. This installment shifts the legendary Holy Grail War from Japan to a location in the United States. The war has been tumultuous right from the beginning, and is seen as a flawed imitation of the original Holy Grail War, featuring an incomplete servant class. The Master's identity is full of manipulation and surprising twists with the summoned heroic spirits. Finally, we have Season 2 of Frieren, Beyond Journey's End. This fantasy anime has the potential to dethrone Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood as the top anime of all time on my anime list. With its slow pace, reflective storytelling, and deep philosophical themes, both seasons have consistently impressed, receiving perfect ratings and good critical praise. Madhouse continues to deliver, maintaining the series' calm and heartfelt essence, where every scene carries weight. Focusing more on exploring life after loss and the mindfulness journey itself, Roll Over and Die is a compelling new entry in the dark fantasy anime, blending thrilling action with heart-wrenching narratives that capture a sense of grim survival. At the heart of the tale is Flum Apricot, a girl with 0 stats. Initially thrust into a hero's role by the god Origin, she's expected to join forces with others to defeat the Demon King. However, her journey takes a dark turn when her so-called allies betray her, selling her into slave trade. From there, Flum is thrown into life-or-death situations, where she is compelled to fight for her survival. It is during one of these critical moments that she discovers a cursed sword that unlocks an extraordinary power called Affinity Reversal, enabling to transform her unfortunate stats into powerful impact to counter her enemies. Throughout her journey, Flum's ultimate aspiration remains to lead a normal life while safeguarding her loved ones, especially Milkit, a devoted companion she rescued from a life of torment. Created by ACGT Studio, the series stands out due to its intriguing on-examination of character suffering and steering clear of any superficial storytelling. This narrative revolves around the worst criminals, who endure the most extreme form of punishment imaginable. They are sentenced to be hero in a conflict against the army of the Demon King. It's a tragic story of suffering that never really ends. Even when these fighters fall in battle, they are resurrected and return to the battlefield to fight once more. They are regarded as disposable pawns, disrespected, and thrust into the most dangerous situations as nothing more than human shields. What truly distinguishes this series is its bleak tone and mature storytelling style. Central to the narrative is hero Xylo Forbarts, a manly character who possesses anti-naive persona and fights with fierce determination. Every battle he faces is laden with anger, betrayal, deep-seated regret, and morally ambiguous decisions that linger long after the fight is over. With a dark fantasy vibe and animation production that clearly has real effort behind it, Sentenced to be a Hero feels incredibly convincing as a strong contender for Anime of the Year. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video. And before you go, make sure to show some love by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and sharing it with your fellow anime fans. Your support is what helps us keep growing and delivering even more incredible content. Together, we can make this channel even more overpowered than it already is. Have a nice day, everyone. I'm signing out, and peace.